Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Dobie, and today I've got two amazing cats with me. They coming to us to talk to us about a new NFT series called GenZeroes, and pretty amazing. We got Alex and Neil.
That's right, my man.
So, man, let's talk about. I am too old to learn about NFTs, I thought.
You're not.
However, I'm being amazed at how simple it is. And let's just talk about the NFTs as a general thing, and then how GenZeroes is coming into play.
Sure, man. I'll take the NFT piece. It's, as you said, people sometimes feel it's a little bit daunting. It's a little bit kind of, futuristic. But when it comes down to it, we all live on these things all day long now. We're on them. Whether it's Instagram, Facebook, messaging, email, whatever. Our whole lives are digital, and the future of digital IP protections are NFTs. It's a way of guaranteeing that you own one of one or one of 100. It's a way of protecting whether it's music, photographs, video, just as a digital file that is stamped and you can guarantee it's from an artist or from a source. So that's really, the nuts and bolts of what an NFT is. But the second piece of it is it's a far greater connection with your community. So when we mint an NFT and you pick it up, we're now connected. I can see who owns them. I can connect with you directly. You can do things like just give you love and be like, hey, thank you for participating. Or I can do things like say, hey, what should Alex wear in the next episode? Do we think bunny ears and a tutu? Do we think and
yeah, with Alex on that. Okay.
But it really creates this connection with community, and what we're finding is the community loves that. It's a way for them to be to support their favorite artists, to become part of something bigger than one person, and it's very, very cool.
And what's great about it for as an actor participant in this is, there's a lot of other things that are out there. It's like, if you want to talk to this actor, join this website and he'll send you a birthday wish, if you give him a few bucks, type thing. And then that's the end of it. You get a birthday wish. This is something where I love seeing the community. I love being on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and connecting with fans. And usually that comes down to them coming to a Comic-Con. They pay for a bunch of stuff because they like your show, and that's great. But this gives us a connection where now I can see you're a part of it, and I can go online and just go, thanks for buying / participating and being, within the show, and you have a piece of the show that I can see, and now we can have this discussion because you're a fan of GenZeroes, and we can literally give you more product, more entities in it, more value in it, as opposed to just, a quick one-off at a Comic-Con or something. That this keeps us together, like basically constantly, until you feel like you want to sell your part of the NFT and move on, or you want to sell or trade with another person within the community. So I love that it's a synergy thing that's happening with the artist and the consumer.
Okay. So look, Alex, we've seen you on HAWKEYE, and we see you on Snowpiercer. Snowpiercer happens to be one of my favorite doggone series, by the way. And then, Neil is the executive producer of House of Kibaa. So I am wondering how you guys, what is it that you're going to put up? What is the material going to be like? Alex, what are you putting up? What are you able to put up, like from your appearances in Marvel or Snowpiercer? How's it going to lay out?
Well, GenZeroes is just a really great, we basically built it off the Gen X's that House of Kibaa had, and they became very successful with that model. And it was really exciting for them. And for Neil approached me and said, I think we should give the community more. We should do a live action NFT sci-fi series. And I just jumped on that. And so I got a great team together. I was with Van Helsing for 5 years, developed amazing relationships, and Matt Venables and Jeremy Smith came on as executive producers and showrunners of the show. And we just built this great team. We just finished shooting some amazing footage. So how we're going to be doing it is you know, they're basically chapters more than episodes, and we do one scene, 5-minute scene with some amazing actors that we have already announced, and there's more to come. And that seamlessly goes into another medium, which is a comic book. So you get to be able to go through probably 8 pages with probably 8 panels a page, 6 panels a page of a seamless move from the series into the comic book, where we, you know, there's battles that are ensuing, there's some crazy stuff happening, then it goes back into live action. So we're developing a new model, and basically, you know, we want to see this show continue, and not only for everybody and anybody, but to make it a part of something really big that we really want to do. And that again goes to the community that gets excited about it and wants to help us make the show and be a part of the show in that way also.
Okay. So it kicks off tomorrow, March 2nd, right? Is the first day?
No. We're putting up a new website tomorrow, but the end of March they'll come out. We just finished filming this weekend. I think that may have been a date a bit earlier, of course, as everyone knows, with COVID and the pandemic.
Yeah.
All dates moved and things shifted, but
we got it done, which is the important thing. So we're starting the editing process, and by the end of the month, the public and the community will get to see what we've created.
Yeah, and Aleks is being humble too. Like the community that he pulled in to be the cast and crew. I mean, people are gonna be blown away by who came up. I mean, we have Paul, formerly known as the Big Show, White, who came up from Florida. And I'll tell everybody, you know, I knew he was an icon. Of course, I grew up watching him. His acting chops, man, I got goosebumps watching him do some of the scenes. Like I think too often people put him in a box, you know, because he's just a big dude and they try to think that. But this part was written for someone who, you know, he's one of the smartest guys on the planet, and Paul's deep, man. That guy's got a lot of layers.
Smart man. And you know, we also have who joins in the first announcement of the cast is Candice McClure, who was part of Battlestar Galactica.
Tomo
Panikid, who played Hilo in Battlestar Galactica. Richard Harmon, who was in The 100, and Bethany Brown, who was also in The 100. So we have some really great cast that made our what Matt and Jeremy wrote come alive so massively. And we still got another casting announcement to make, just because we have some great people a part of the project.
Yeah, and that's the last thing I'll say was we knew that, you know, everyone's going to look at this project and go, NFTs, you know, what's that? You know, is it a gimmick? So we knew the story had to be incredible. And I'll tell you, Matt and Jeremy wrote a hell of a story. People are going to talk about us like we're the next Game of Thrones, man. I'm putting that out in the world. It's just Game of Thrones. It's a political thriller, right? It's that sci-fi in the same kind of vein. You know, Battlestar Galactica was incredible. Like Game of Thrones, this idea of factions fighting for power. It just happens to be in a world that had been attacked by aliens.
Yeah, 200 years in the future. But again, this means nothing. And the NFT aspect of it means nothing unless we have great content. Yeah. And that's what we really believe. And why we believe we have great content is because we kind of left it up to the artist. And so there wasn't another ladder to climb where there was a corporate decision being made and suits were making these decisions. Like, it was the artist really kind of working together, and the synergy of what Matt and Jeremy wrote. That's what's exciting. The NFT is great. We love that, but it comes down to the content and what the fans want, and if the fans connect to it. And we really believe we came up with something that the fans are going to connect with. And once they do, all the cast is like, we just can't ready to connect with the fans.
Bro, when you said Battlestar Galactica, you had me, right? I'm like, you're speaking to my age group. But it seems like, you know, you're also opening doors to the new generation of people who actually understand the NFTs. And then, you know, with Snoop Dogg, and not to take any shine away from you guys, but with Snoop Dogg saying that Death Row Records is going to be a NFT based record label, that opened up a whole nother audience of people who are like, what the hell is this? And how's it going to work? Right. And it also then puts the pressure on you guys as creatives to make something really special and attention grabbing You know, like I'm hooked on Ozarks. I want to be hooked on GenZeroes the same
You
way
are.
I'm hooked on Ozarks on Netflix. You know what I mean?
You will, man. You will, man. And that's the part of it, is like, not only like are we developing this in this way, you know, hopefully we can develop relationship with streaming sites that will pick up the show, so you don't have to just watch it on one medium or on your laptop. It's not like that at all. I mean, it's just like when web series started coming along and people were like, I don't want to watch a show on my laptop. But then the streaming services started happening. The internet really started picking up. This is that new wave. We're on a new wave right now where the NFTs are, you know, not only can you watch it on here, but on like on Netflix or in a theater eventually, but you're going to be going to a theater knowing that you have fractional ownership of something that's on the screen. Like that's just cool for any type of fan, especially the sci-fi community, which are the most devoted fan group base that are out there in any genre. So that's what makes it really exciting for us, that we're participating together. And again, it starts with the content. So hopefully people will grab onto what we're doing with the passion that we have with it.
Okay. So with NFTs and Bitcoin, all that good stuff, everybody's got a platform that they're housed on. Where will you guys live?
So everyone can find us at genzeroes.com.
Okay.
And we're trying to set it up to be as seamless as possible. So people, you know, you're not going to have crypto when you come in. We're going to set it up so you can buy with a credit card. You can do these things. And the other piece of it, as Aleks just said, it's the way to think of it is a lot like almost like professional sports. I was just sitting here listening to his analogies. The first time I've used this analogy, so it may not land perfectly, but you know, you can watch it on TV, you can follow along your favorite athletes in different ways, or you can buy the ticket to go to the stadium and get a different experience.
Right.
And that's kind of the same thing with us, is we're going to have all different entry points, all different ways for people to participate. The experience at every level, whether you're just visiting the website and checking out the artwork, if you're just following us on Discord or Twitter and seeing, like, as Aleks said, the incredible artists we have working for us, the content they're producing is just beautiful. I mean, it's like just where their mind's going and designing the suits and designing these pieces. So anyway, I'm at genzeroes.com. Go to genzeroes.com, sign up on the mailing list, and we'll be reaching out.
Yeah. And again, it's that thing of like, you're sitting back and you're a part of something. That's the cool bit. Like, you know, we grew up buying something or renting something, and then we have that relationship with it because we're fans, but that's it. We rented it, the money's in, and we watched it. Or if we buy it, I can't sell my iTunes movie to somebody else if they want to watch it, or I can gift it to them. But I mean, that's not really the thing. Right. The thing is that you're going to be buying something that you own, and that can be shareable with the community. That's the exciting bit. And the artists that we have, we're not just talking about the actors, like the costume designer that did the Julie LePage did an amazing job making these costumes that we just shot, and her designs that she put together, that can be put out as an NFT, and somebody out there that wants to get into the arts and wants to design costumes, that is a bigger fan of costumes than they are of me, they get to have a piece of that and have part ownership of that, or buy the NFT of that, of the original drawing of that costume. So all of the creatives that are within it, that are underneath the talent that people get to see, get to actually get excited about it also, that they can put their work out there.
I ain't gonna lie, I've always wanted to own a piece of costumery from Battlestar Galactica, and I can't afford that. Look, I can't put 10 grand down for a doggone costume to hang out in my house. Right. Besides, I have a wife of 20 years that I would have a difficult time explaining that to. And so having the NFT is a cool option. A piece of art that lives on the blockchain, basically, you know what I mean? That you know, later on, if it's an investment piece, I get to sell it. And the artist still, what I like about it is that the artist continually gets paid every time down the line in perpetuity, kind of like, you know, the 70 years on a song or whatever. So that part I really like and support. Now, here's my question, because I'm still a lay person. So Neil, you're probably going to be the one to answer this, but talk to me about the gas prices and minting it, and what's the extra charges and fees that we have to go through to deal with to get an NFT and own it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's different blockchains on which NFTs can be minted. So minted is just meaning getting created. And if it's minted on Ethereum, there's, as you said, Jerry, there's something called gas prices. And essentially it's like a transaction fee. And that goes up and down based on how many people are making transactions at that time.
Okay.
And you're right. I mean, hell, sometimes it can be exorbitant. Sometimes it can be like $200 in transaction fees to buy a $50 thing.
Yes.
So that doesn't make sense. Or from a consumer experience, it's not exactly the ideal situation. However, what we've done is we've partnered with a different blockchain, and that blockchain has very low to no transaction fees. I mean, like pennies.
Okay.
And it's just what's happening in the blockchain space is different chains are being developed to solve that problem. You know, a lot of people out there still believe that every blockchain is damaging the environment. It takes a lot of processing power for every transaction. And that's changing. You know, that's come right down. There's blockchains now that take so little, and they're environmentally friendly. It's less than the light that's on, you know, in your house right now. So even for like 1 second of that. So it's and those we're actually just finalizing between two chains right now. But both of them are what are called layer 2 chains. So there'll be very little, if not zero, transaction fees, and they will be environmentally friendly. So our fans will be happy to know both of those things, but still just as secure. There's still a blockchain. They're still tied to the main system.
And the thing is, we're like, you know, it's so new. Like no one can tell us we're doing it wrong because no one's really doing it.
Right.
We are conscious of that whole aspect of it, and we're really searching out the best ways to have, like, be environmentally friendly and find less gas prices in that aspect of it. So it's not like we haven't been thinking about it, but again, you know, you got to start somewhere. So we're doing the best we can to make sure that this kind of flows in a way that people are comfortable with, and environmentally friendly is a big part of it.
Okay. All right. Well, enough tech talk. Aleks, what was the most fun as a creative? What was the most fun about this project for you?
Oh, it was being in the writer's room with Matt and Jeremy and Neil and I, and we were talking about factions, talking about which actors we want a part of it. We didn't really go through a casting process with this because we have so many great relationships with really good friends, and we literally, like, Paul White, be the Big Show, that would be perfect for him. Let's build that relationship. My best friend's Tomo, and so, like, we just built those relationships. You know, in my 20 years of doing this. So
I think we only got one no. We got
one no just because the person was busy. Yeah.
So no, it was it's just because they didn't take enough time to learn about the tech.
Right. Yeah, that's right. They needed to learn about the tech for sure. But people were just jumping on, which is just something that was great. So the favorite part for me was, first, it was helping create it from day one and seeing the factions and seeing what Darren was building, our production designer. And then, you know, then I have to just say, when we just finished shooting and just watching it come to life was just amazing. Like the acting bit of it for me was literally the last thing that I was excited about, because I was just watching the whole world come together with something that Neil came to me and we all created something, and we got to see it on its feet, and the actors just absolutely annihilating it. And it was so beautiful to watch and see. So those were my favorite bits of making GenZeroes for sure.
Okay. Neil, this is your brainchild, obviously. So what was the most exciting part about it for you?
You know, I gotta say the same as Aleks. I mean, and in terms of my brainchild, I mean, I had you know, as Aleks said, with House of Kibaa, we sold these Gen X's. We made $6 million in like 30 minutes. But they were still these robots, right? They were these robot NFTs. They were, I don't want to say they were cold, but, you know, they were this like thing. I mean, the community loved them. Our fans loved them because the artists that designed them came from Marvel and Disney and The Mandalorian, like incredible artists.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
But when you have like $6 million sold in 30 minutes, you go, what else can we give them? What else can we give them?
Yeah.
And they like this idea, so let's run with it. So that built the ground floor. And his brainchild of going exactly that, he was just going, we need to give the community and ourselves an opportunity to make this thing that was inspired by the Gen X's.
Yeah, and then when I reached out to Alex and we sat down and really just dug into what's going to bring this some more heart, and we gave it to Matt and Jeremy, and we kind of said, hey, let's break it down to the 10 faction leaders, and this idea of exploring what would happen. Like, we've just come out of the pandemic, we've just come out of this world where everyone was put in their homes, but what would happen if the world had to rebuild again and from start with new tech and all these pieces? And we thought the world, the whole community, that it's relevant, something that's interesting. And Matt and Jeremy just took it and wrote an incredible script. I mean, it explores a couple of concepts like artificial intelligence. It explores family, the fear of the outside. I mean, honestly, man, it's
character driven, and that's the best part of it. I think that, and then putting it, one of the things I love about this, man, is like you put it with the medium of live action. So we can, when you make a film, I want you to feel something in an emotional scene. So there's a music cue, there's a camera angles, like we can manipulate that to hopefully get the viewer to see what we're trying to let them see, which is an emotional piece. But then we go into the medium of the comic book, and now that's your personal experience. You're going to spend more time on that page. You're going to look at the intricacies of the weapon, of the environment, of the characters, and you're going to read the dialogue the way you would read it, not the way I'm going to say it. And then, so that's your personal experience with that comic book. No one else can have that experience but you, every individual that looks at that reads that part of the medium. And then we go back into the live action, where now you have a closer relationship with the characters because you just went through two different mediums. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be really exciting for the viewer, especially for us, like because of the team we got together, and we saw some illustrations a few weeks ago, and we're just blown away at the comic book section of this. So everyone's going to have a different experience with it, which is awesome.
I love it. It's reminds me kind of that Dick Tracy thing where, you've got the live action and then you've got the stills and the scream, but the damn stills never stayed still long enough for me to actually read the freaking dialogue. Right. So now I'm going to get an opportunity to spend some time with it. And like you said, study. I'm retired military, so obviously I'm going to be looking to see the intricacies of the weapons that you guys have chosen to deploy. So that's going to be fun. You mentioned early on, having some designers in there from Battlestar Galactica or people from Battlestar Galactica experience anyway. And I want to see how that's going to translate. I'm excited because I haven't been excited about anything like this since, Wolverine.
Battlestar Galactica.
Since Battlestar Galactica, or actually when Wolverine came out, comic book, I'm like, Wolverine, this dude's badass. So I'm excited to see what happens with GenZeroes, and I'm excited to see the launch. So the GenZeroes.com site is up as of tomorrow.
Oh, it's up right now. We're getting a new sexier site tomorrow. But go jump on there, drop your email in. Fans are going to want to get their emails in because we're going to start doing some giveaways and some behind the scenes stuff, probably kind of middle of this month. But no, man, it's been a trip.
And I think that's the exciting bit, is that just throw your email down on the website. You'll be getting information, and you'll be getting like alerts of when we're going to start dropping stuff, and even stuff that piques your interest. So the more you know about it, the more information is going to come. So go to the website, GenZeroes.com, just throw your email down, and then, try to be a part of the Discord, because a lot of communication happens on there. But even on Twitter and Instagram, like, we're answering fans. We're excited to have people. I mean, we had somebody just jump on Twitter going, I'm having a tough time understanding how to do this. And the community just jumped on. We didn't have to say anything. Our whole community started going, oh, you just got to try this, do this. It's going to make it easier for that. And you just see this thread and you're going, this is so amazing that the community can help each other out so they can have the same experience that they're having.
So the community is already building
Oh yeah.
in a major way, obviously, and they're engaged. Okay, well,
Okay.
that's dope. That's dope. Alex, I gotta ask you this question because as a star, you've been interviewed by everybody that cat, uncle, and dog. And I want to know, is there a question that we as journalists haven't asked you that you've always wanted to answer?
Oh, wow. Well, now you're my favorite interviewer because no one's ever asked me that.
Question that you want to be asked.
Wow, man. You stumped me. I don't know. I've just been so just as an actor, I've been asked some amazing questions. Even personal questions going into, I'm a part of the Red Cross anti-bullying campaign. And so I've talked a lot about that. And right there, that's a question that I've never been asked, but I just love that people are interested in my career. But I also just want to share the idea that, I started late in this. I was playing in a band, I was boxing. And when you're, 35 years old and you go into not the easiest career choice to make some money, but it was just my passion. And it was something that I wanted to do and I needed to do. So I just kept moving forward and stayed positive and made sure I surrounded myself with people like this that are just positive and groundbreakers, and putting myself in that position of learning and constantly learning. So those are the things that I'm passionate about talking about. Projects are great. I love talking about projects, but I mean, there's people out there that are stuck sometimes, and sometimes you just gotta push through and go with the passion and not with the wallet. And at the end of the day, passion always wins. And I've just been really fortunate to be in this position, and I don't take it for granted at all.
It's incredible when people in your position, stick their neck out for different issues and topics and speak out. And it's a beautiful thing that you guys have the intestinal fortitude to do that against an audience of people who are observing and analyzing and everything that you say or do, and saying, oh, just shut up and act, what I mean? Or shut up and dribble.
Right.
Or something like that. So, appreciate you for that leadership, man. Neil, what about you?
No, man, I think I'm still new to this. But for me, it's, I don't know if there's a question that I'd be asked, but I think the questions that I appreciate, as Alex said, are the ones where we talk about the motivation for this. And I think that the motivation behind what we're doing, and kind of what I said my role is I like to think I'm creative and I got some ideas for sure, but my whole role is to make sure that we're creating a new type of production company. We're already looking at future projects we want to do, not just GenZeroes. And I've told everyone that my role and the only thing I'm focused on is making sure that everyone that comes to work, whether you are a star or a key grip or a script writer or the guy that's running getting coffees, that you feel safe, you have a great work environment, you're feeling like you're part of the team. I grew up as an athlete. I played a little bit of pro hockey, and I know I've been on teams where you have all the talent in the world and someone's a prima donna or someone's bullying someone else and then you go nowhere. And I've been on teams that maybe we weren't the most talented, but we were brothers that would die for each other, and we won championships. And the first thing, this is our first weekend filming, but that is something that I want the community to know. I don't care if you are in our Discord, if you're in our Twitter, if you're in our Instagram, or if you're on set with us, cast and crew, or you're in the office with me, it's going to be the best place to work. It's going to be the best place to live. It's going to be the best place to have fun, to enjoy and meet other people in the community. And as Alex said, the fact that we even saw that this weekend with our Twitter group and our Discord group, welcoming a new person in and helping them find something. And that's what I'm most excited about, because man, if we do that, success will follow. But the true success will be us being able to, as Alex just said, change people's lives, right? Give someone a chance. It doesn't mean we're not going to hold people to high standards,
right,
and be very straightforward with them, right? I mean, and be like, no, this is what's expected of you, but it will always be something they can accomplish if they just commit to being part of the team. I mean, so that's important to me.
And he said it perfectly, just because, you know, I've been part of a lot of projects where you literally, you know, shut up and dribble type thing. You just literally go in, you do your work, you say thank you very much and then you leave, and the train keeps rolling type thing. What we loved was, you know, we shot on Saturday, and the actors felt comfortable enough to want to come back and just hang out. And as executive producers, we're going, yeah, absolutely hang out. I mean, I've been a part of some productions where you're done and you kind of want to stick around by the monitors and kind of chat, but you don't know if you're welcome, because it's a whole other machine. But for us as actors, you know, to feel like it's okay to go, hey, can I hang out tomorrow? Like, even though I'm not working, yeah, come hang out. They know the drill. Like, they sit back, they watch the monitors. That whole energy was there, and that was great for us to see. That cool. The actors wanted to come back and just hang out and watch the day that they're not even shooting in, and they're a part of it. Again, it's being a part of the whole thing.
Yeah. And they were so supportive. Like they would go on, and if someone was struggling, they'd go and just kind of, hey, you want to run lines? Like, it was so cool to watch, man. And that's what I hope we create as a company, and I know we will. I mean, I know that's something that's my only job, is to make sure we do that. But I think that's going to attract some incredible talent. We're already seeing that, right? We're being put in touch with a lot of people that may have been overlooked just because, excuse my language here, they just weren't enough of a prick, right? they just because they didn't fight for themselves hard enough, or they didn't, like, you know, it's real important to us too, that we're making sure that we're addressing women and people of color, you know, and the indigenous community up here, making sure that you're getting seen on your merits, not on what you've done in the past. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Big conversation, you know what I mean? Inclusion. And I think it's very important that we have those workplaces that are welcoming and safe and secure. Most definitely, and the assholes who can't get along, get out. That's
exactly
kind of what
that's the quote of the whole interview right there, man.
I love it. Is there anything you guys wanted to cover that I may have neglected?
No, man, you hit it all. I mean, this honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. You coming on with that hat and being this cool I did not expect that. And then you do one of the best interviews that I've done in a 100%. While. So I just gotta thank you for being on point, man. It's awesome that we can just kind of let loose with you and just talk like bros, you know.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate when, you know, people jump in and we turn an interview into a conversation. That makes me feel kind of good. It makes me feel special. And you guys have made me feel welcome into your world. I appreciate it. Trust me, I'm dropping my email in there. I hope that you guys will come back again as this progresses, and let's keep talking about what you're doing in the future. You're making a way for a lot of people to feed their families. You're giving an outlet for a lot of people to express themselves and be seen in a light that maybe they weren't. Nobody ever would have probably seen the Big Show as part of a comic book or, you know, an NFT kind of situation. But and then for you to tell me how intelligent he was, and I'm just juicing and beating up people or whatever. So
exactly. He's a smart motherfucker. He's smart.
He's deep, man. And here, just a quick story. Just this is how incredibly heartfelt this guy is. He was up Saturday night. They finished filming. We were going to go out to a nice dinner. I've been looking forward to it for a couple of weeks, and unfortunately, I had a little my little boy was one. He had a rough night. He got ill, so I had to call up and go, "Hey guys, I can't make it." And I was heartbroken. I wanted to be there and hang out.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Next day we're on set, and Paul goes to me. He goes, you know what the baller move is? I go, look, we'll go out another time, or let's get dinner tonight. He goes, no. You know what the baller move is? He goes, we've hung out all day. We're going to hang out a lot in the future. He goes, why don't you come down, take your wife to dinner, drop your kid with me. I'll take care of him tonight.
Wow.
I was just like, and he meant it. I'm like, dude, are you serious? And he's like, absolutely. I'm like,
he's that type of.
We'd already made other plans, so I didn't get a chance to take him up on it. But the heart, you know, he's a big man with an even bigger heart. But I mean, I was just like, back to that thing we talked about, building the right team. That is the right dude right there, man. This guy doesn't know me
I
yet.
can't wait for you guys to see what he does.
Oh, he crushes it.
I can't wait.
His acting, man, it is. I got goosebumps right now thinking about it. Like
Wow.
I honestly thought we were getting some, wrestling. Again, he's been a performer for a long time, but I didn't realize his range was what it was. He crushed it.
Yeah, man. Thanks. I love your questions, man. Love hanging out with you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. All right, everybody. It's GenZeroes right here. They've been hanging out with us. Neil, Stevenson Moore, and Aleks, let me get it right, Paunovic.
There you go.
You've seen him on Marvel's Hawkeye.
Let's go, bro.
Snowpiercer. And then, of course, Neil put it down on House of Kibaa. If you guys were lucky enough to get in on that, obviously, you had a great time. We're going to have a great time with GenZeroes. Go check them out on the website, and we'll have them back again to talk as the series goes. I think you can probably find all their social media right on the website, GenZeroes, GenZeroes.com. And you can get the Twitter and Discord information, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Until the next time, though, peace.
Peace.